What is we live? Yep, we're live. What is going on,
Yep, we're
everybody? It is Painting Income, Season 5, Episode 8. So yeah, we got a interesting week. Last week was not bad for me, honestly. I went 9-5 personally. The game thing that like screwed me the most, the Seahawks absolutely blew it. I don't know if you guys agree on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
I went 9-5, but that's
you said the same with me.
Yeah, I should have went 10-4 because I originally had the Saints beating the Bears, but then I switched at the last minute to Chicago.
Oh, for me, another big problem was like one thing that interesting to me with Seattle this year. It's like the trends in the NFL are completely backwards. The Seahawks are usually one of the best home teams. They're terrible at home this year.
Yeah, they've not been good at home.
They've been horrible at home. They've only won like 2 games at home, and and most of their games have been extremely close. Usually they blow them out. But another big thing that's also been happening as well was the Chargers freaking blew it. Had 3 chances to score, and
fumbled twice.
Yeah.
Fumbled twice at the goal line, Melvin Gordon. That's why.
Yeah, and another thing is that, like, usually the Eagles play the Cowboys really well in Dallas. Like, they just got their asses kicked by them.
Oh God, they got
that was terrible. That was a terrible game. That was a terrible game.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know Tiny Tim probably enjoyed it, but Jesus Christ, as a football fan perspective, that was a god-awful game.
Yeah, I mean, where was this for the previous 3 weeks?
I know, right?
Oh. Well, yeah. Other than that, the one good point as well. This was much better than last in the week 6. There wasn't anything that serious when they brought the controversial calls. Honestly, this week, not that I was aware of.
Nah, nothing really controversial.
So yeah, NFL officiating actually did decent this week. So
yeah,
that's going to be week number 7.
Then of course you got the big news with Pat Mahomes.
That's right, Patrick Mahomes. He's actually good news. He's only going to be out a possibility of 3 to 5 weeks, which is honestly a lot better than what
my fantasy team is now screwed because of that.
Yeah. Same here.
Oh no.
Oh, you have him too?
No,
yeah,
no.
I have him. I have him in a couple of my leagues.
Yeah, I got him in my main one. Now I got to find another quarterback. It's not been a good year for me quarterback wise because in my other league I had Drew Brees.
Go with Gardner Minshew.
But yeah, I've heard that Brees might actually come back this week.
He could come back.
Well, he is practicing.
I honestly will think he comes back after their bye week next week because they are on a bye next week. So I think he might come back against the Falcons. We'll talk about the Falcons a little bit too because I actually have a theory of the Falcons as well. Yeah. Other than that, before we go into week 8, 2 big trades happened today. Mohamed Sanu is now a Patriot.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Not a fan.
Give him the damn Super Bowl.
I hope to God not. But you never know. With the Patriots, and the rest of the season, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm just going to play week by week. And then the other big trade was the 49ers, the other team getting Emmanuel Sanders. Former Steeler, and yet he's now going to be a 49er.
Good for him.
Very interesting.
Exactly.
Get him out of Denver.
So with that being said, guys, let's go ahead and go into week 8. The 2 teams that are on a bye this week are the Cowboys, signing Tim's Cowboys, and the Ravens. If you're a fan of those 2 teams, let's wait till next week.
Oh, wow.
Yep, Ravens are both on a bye. But the first game is actually a game that Alex requested because unfortunately Alex won't be here for the whole show. So we're going to go ahead and get this game out of the way first. And it's the big game of the week, Monday Night Football, the Steelers and the Dolphins. This game is in Pittsburgh. Miami lost a close game to the Bills last week while the Steelers were on a bye. Pittsburgh is a 14.5-point favorite. Who do you guys got and why?
14.5?
Yep, 14.5. It is not the biggest spread of the week, though. We'll get to that in a little bit.
I think this might be one of those games where Pittsburgh shits the bed and plays down to their opponent.
I could see it because of Tomlin.
Yeah.
However, I got to be the realist. I'm being real. Real recognizes real. Upset special, baby. Fins up.
No way.
Yep.
No.
I just went there.
You're seriously taking the Dolphins.
Ow. I hurt my eyes there.
20
Shit.
to 16. 20 to 16.
Oh, my God.
Fitz magic.
Oh,
Ride
God.
Fitz magic all the way.
Oh, Lord.
I'm sorry. I
You
just can't do
realize
it.
what you
Oh,
just said.
Jesus.
You realize what you just said, right?
Huh?
You realize what you just said? No.
I can't do it. I can't do it.
Honey Tim, what's your thoughts on this game?
You may not like this, but I'm smelling the upset too.
Are you motherfucker?
It could happen. Steelers can fall a little bit, but I expect a closer game here. I think a field goal is going to make the difference in this one. I say 2017. Give me the Dolphins to get their win here.
Oh, my God.
Please say something silly. Please just say something, please. I'm about to lose my mind. Ooh.
Dom says 87 to 4.
That's not happening, but I am putting a crazy score prediction in my later game. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Let's go ahead, Steel. And please say something.
All right. So I'm gonna say this. There's absolutely no excuse why we should lose this game. Yeah, it's true. It's true. Mike Tomlin does play down to competition. He does play down to, all these shit teams. Like I can tell you guys this. There is every year since 2012. There's been at least one game that the Stars have lost that we had no business losing to. 2012 lost to the Raiders. 2013 lost to the Raiders. 2014 lost to Tampa. 2015 lost to the Chiefs. They were in the playoffs that year, but they were 1-5 when they beat us. 2016 lost to the fucking Dolphins, but they were 1-4 when they beat us. 2017 lost to the Bears. Obviously, we had two of them last year. Lost to Denver and Oakland. So, yeah, we tend to lose we tend to lose games that we have no business losing. But this one is just different. It's in prime time. It's at home. Stars have not lost a home Monday night game since 1992. I'm not making that up. That's right. That's right. It's been almost 30 years since the Stars have lost a home primetime game. And as much as I can't stand Mike Tomlin, I will give him credit for one thing, is that he's usually prepared for Monday night games. That's one thing I will give him credit for. So, like the last time we played Monday night, sacked Andy Dalton 8 times. I want to see us fucking double that on Monday. I want to see James Conner have a breakout game. I want to see the run game have a breakout game. I want Mason Rudolph to have what I call a coming out game, where he just he lights it up. All there is to it. So And I think this is a great team to do it against. If I'm being honest with you guys, I know that the Dolphins have Ryan Fitzpatrick in this game, but Ryan Fitzpatrick never does well against us. He never does. So I think those are things that I think all in all, those are just things that make me pick us, man. All there is to it. Like I said, there's no excuse why we should lose this game. If we do lose this game, we should just delete the franchise. But yeah, I got us winning this game 27-10, but it's definitely something I could see us winning by a lot more, but I'm saying 27-10 stars.
Okay.
Now I'm going to get into my thoughts. I mean, I agree with pretty much everything you said here. There is absolutely no excuse, especially because one of my big things is officiating, and we have one of the best officials coming into this game, and Ron Herbert. He is going to be our head official for this game, and he is one of the better officials in the league. So there is absolutely zero excuse why we should lose this game. Zero. There is no reason. Mike Tomlin, get your shit together because this is going to be a big game. I think we will win this game. I think we'll win. But
no shit.
I can honestly see the Dolphins. I have a little bit of instance of the Dolphins pulling off an upset because the last time we beat the Dolphins was in the playoffs. We have not beat them in the regular season since 2010.
2010.
That's not good.
Interesting. Interesting.
Where I was at that game, the 2010 game, where there was that one controversial game,
my god,
the 2010 sneak, the fumble over. And I was at so I know what Fitzpatrick is also capable of because Fitzpatrick, he had a good second half of us last year when I went to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers game. So I honestly know what Fitzpatrick is. I know what Fitzpatrick is capable of, and I can see Fitzpatrick doing something. But realistically, I've been looking into this game. I just losing this game. Realistically, I think the Steelers will win this game 34-13. I think we're going to keep I think we're going to probably dominate the first half, like we did with the Buccaneers last year. But I can see Fitzpatrick trying to come back a little bit with a garbage time touchdown. That is my honest prediction.
Yeah.
But the good thing is, me, Alex, and a couple other Dolphins will be watching this game at Brass Ring. So yeah, it's gonna be a fun night. So we'll see what happens.
I may keep my eye on that one.
Because unfortunately, Tim, your team's on a bye, so there's not much really you can do.
Yeah. And besides the starting quarterback for my second favorite team, my starting quarterback from my second favorite team, he got injured. But we'll get to that later.
We'll get to that as the last game. But at least the Dolphins Steelers has an instance of being somewhat competitive. This game, the Thursday night game, has absolutely zero reason it's going to be competitive. And it reached my first team guaranteed to lose. The Dolphins, I'm not going to put my guaranteed to lose. This team is on my guaranteed to lose. It's the Washington Redskins and Minnesota Vikings. This is the biggest spread week with 16-point favorite by Minnesota Vikings. Who do you got and why?
Give me the Vikings. I'll give the points.
Very nice. Alex?
Let me just pull up my notes real quick. Vikings 30, Redskins 10.
Ooh.
That sounds legit.
Yeah.
For me, I'm just going to make it quick and simple. Minnesota Vikings 42, Redskins 10. The only reason I see the Redskins scoring any kind of points is because of Terry McLaurin, who's been a very good fantasy receiver this year. Other than that, I don't see anybody for the Redskins scoring. So, see you, Maiden.
I think the only reason this is a primetime game is because Kirk Cousins against his old team. But I have to say this about Kirk Cousins. For the past couple of weeks, he's actually looked like a fucking quarterback. I mean, that alone is just, the difference maker here. And like Lucas said, this is one of my teams that are guaranteed to lose this week. The Redskins are just awful. and the Vikings right now are just playing really good football. I think that Kirk Cousins is going to have a field night against his old team, and I think Minnesota keeps the pressure on Green Bay NFC North. I got Minnesota blowing out the Skins 37-16.
Nice, very nice. Another game that's going to be terrible, and this I think is going to be leading to a head coach being fired. This is the Seahawks and Falcons. This game is in Atlanta. Seattle is a 3.5-point favorite. Who you guys got more? Actually, I'm going to go first real quick on this one because I want to get a quick prediction out. Seahawks are going to win this game. The Atlanta Falcons, the only chance they realistically have of being in this game is the fact that the Seahawks are traveling from a west to east environment. The problem here is Atlanta Falcons' defense is one of the worst. Especially their pass defense is beyond terrible. Jared Goff flipped them up, and it's going to be the same thing. Russell Wilson's going to have a field day on this Falcons defense. I got the Seahawks winning. I think Atlanta will keep it somewhat competitive. I say 30-20 Falcon. Seahawks, sorry. But after this game is over, Dan Quinn will be officially fired as the Atlanta Falcons head coach. He'll be officially removed. Because their bye week is next week, and they do not want him on the bye week. So Dan Quinn will officially be fired after this loss. That is my prediction.
In his defense, Matt Ryan is hurt this week.
Well, Matt Ryan is probably going to play, more than likely.
Yeah, maybe. I got Seattle as well. Like we said before we went, like we said earlier, Seahawks have been terrible at home this year, but they've compensated by playing well on the road. So that alone is just a difference maker there. The Falcons are just playing like garbage right now. It's their worst start since 2007, I believe, and that was when Michael Vick was in jail for that dog crime. And now the Falcons have a relatively healthy team, and they have all this talent at their wide receivers and running back, and they're freaking 1-6. To me, that's a reflection of coaching. Like I was never on board with Matt Ryan to begin with. I always thought he was one of the most overrated quarterbacks I've ever seen.
Ouch.
But still, that's no excuses. That's no excuse because the Falcons have pretty good targets and a pretty good run game. Their defense is god awful. I'm going to say that Atlanta's defense is just awful, and I'm just looking more and more like a fool by saying I thought that Atlanta was going to be a playoff team this year, but
I am the same boat.
Yeah, I had Atlanta.
Guilty.
Yeah, I had Atlanta being the second wild card this year, and this right here, these two teams. In fact, these two teams right here were my two wild card teams in the NFC: Seattle and Atlanta. I had the Seahawks being the first wild card, Atlanta the second. And look at it now; it's looking like it's just going to be a no contest here. With that being said, I got Russ just passing all over Atlanta. I got him rebounding after that bad loss. I got Seattle's defense coming up big. Give me the Seahawks to win this one pretty easily, 30-13.
Tim?
I'm going to take the Seahawks in this one. The Falcons are great, but they're just they're a little sloppy. I mean, I haven't really seen anything, and like I said, I thought that Atlanta could be a contender to make the playoffs, but somehow I just don't see it happening the way they're playing. And Russell Wilson, once again, I say, is the most underrated quarterback in the league. He has been doing it. He has been doing it nicely and quietly with not really that much fanfare. Hashtag respect. Give me the Seahawks 33-17.
And Alex.
Seahawks 28, Falcons 16.
Okay, very nice. So now we actually get into my coin flip game of the week. Now, this is actually going to be one of the more competitive games this week, and that is going to be the Philadelphia Eagles and the Buffalo Bills. This game is in Buffalo, and they were only a 1.5-point favorite. Who just got why?
I say Philly's going to come in mad after what happened this past Sunday, but Buffalo has been a huge surprise. So I'm actually going to I'm going to take Philly winning this one, but it's only going to be by a field goal. I'm going to say like 30-27. Give me a Philly on the road.
My coin right here. Heads, Buffalo. Tails, Eagles.
Uh-oh. Well, it's pretty much a pick 'em, but
And I got the Eagles. Tails. I got the Eagles in an upset. The reason why, even though Philly's defense has one of the best, as the worst pass defense, along with Cincinnati and Miami's, the Eagles are going to come in upset, and I think the Eagles need this win more than Buffalo needs to win here. So I got the Eagles 27-24.
yep.
All right, so yeah, originally I had the Eagles actually, but now I'm kind of leaning more towards Buffalo. And the reason the reason I'm picking Buffalo here is because the Eagles, they have by far the worst passing defense in the NFC, and it's debatable for the league too. I mean, Oakland, Cincinnati, Kansas City, they have pretty bad passing defenses as well, but the Eagles are like on the same level as them. I mean, they were just no one could cover anyone on the Cowboys. They let Stephon Diggs torch them a couple weeks ago. And they even the thing is Philly's defense is just very lackluster. In 6 of their first 7 games this year, they've trailed at halftime, and they have been in big holes throughout much of the game. All there is to it. The Eagles are just not a good football team right now. The Buffalo Bills, on the other hand, I don't really think the Bills are that good of an offensive team. It looks like they can be, but I'd say they're more steady. But the Bills, I think, have a really good defense, and I think that's just what is going to make the difference here. I got Buffalo going to 6-1 as they continue to benefit from an easy schedule. But I'm definitely not ruling out that the Eagles can't win this game because I think they can. But I'm just leaning more towards Buffalo because I just do not like Philly's defense. I just don't like Philly's defense. So give me Buffalo to win this one, 20-10.
And Alex?
Simply put, I'm going to go with the Bills 20-17. Ball field goal.
Right field goal? Okay. Very nice. So now the next game on the list. This one actually is going to be pretty interesting, actually. It's the LA Chargers and the Chicago Bears. This game is in Chicago. And both of these teams have been very disappointing this year. Chicago's favorite by 4. Who do you guys got on why?
I actually have the Chargers by 4.
Ooh.
Yeah, I have a feeling they're going to bounce back this week. Mitchell Trubisky and the Bears' offense has been pretty bad this year. Their defense is the only thing that is really good on their team. So I'm going to go with the Chargers, and Philip Rivers bounces back 20-16 Chargers. Go, Chargers, go.
So, man.
I'm going to say as good as Philip Rivers is and as good as the Chargers are, I think the Bears. I think this would be a good game for the Bears to bounce back. I say field goal is going to make the difference. Let's say 24-21. Give me the Bears at home.
Wow. Still man. We have to say that.
I got Chicago. LA just sucks. We're talking about a Charger team that got shut out by the Broncos, and they lost our third-string quarterback. And they're just, oh my God, the Chargers are just not a good team. I mean, on paper, on paper, they have a good roster, but they just have not played like it. and now they got to go to Chicago to play one of the best defenses in the league. I don't think the Bears are really going to light up the scoreboard per se, but I mean, don't let my score prediction fool you. I don't really think Chicago's going to light up the scoreboard. I think they're just going to cash in with their defense and missed opportunities from the Chargers. So I got Chicago rebounding from that loss to the Saints, and I got the Bears winning 28-10.
Ooh.
And this is something else I just want to say. This is a boomer bust week for me in my pick 'em because a lot of these games I'm picking a lot of double digit wins because I think they can happen, and I'm kind of point hungry right now. So this is boomer bust week for me this week.
I can see that. This week is going to be very tough, and we got some tough games coming up. This is another one with Philly and Buffalo. This is another tough game, honestly, to pick. The problem here is Chicago's offense is one of the worst in the league. They're such a bad offense. The only reason their offense is somewhat capable is because of Allen Robinson and Tariq Cohen. Like their offense, David Montgomery has been a disappointment all year.
Yep.
They should have kept Jordan Howard.
Yep.
And this Chargers offense, I think, is just a little bit better. The problem is the Chargers literally just don't have a very. Anthony Lynn's not a good coach. He really is not. He's proving that he's not a good coach right now. And he is definitely on the hot seat, and he could definitely be another candidate to be fired. But the problem is, though, I think the Chargers just need to win more than the Bears do. So I'm actually going to pick the Chargers in one of my upsets here. Chargers by 1. I'm going to say 17-16.
Oh,
this
wow.
is an ugly ass game waiting to happen. Now we got this is going to blow out. Giants and Lions. This game is in Detroit, and Detroit is a 7-point favorite. Who do you have got?
And rightfully so. I got the Lions here. I'm going to say 30-15 Lions.
Giants are absolutely pathetic. Give me the Lions 30-17.
Giants have one of the worst pass defenses. Their defense in general is terrible. They can't generate pressure. They can't catch a cold. The Giants defense is just terrible. Their offense with Saquon Barkley trying to do something, it just doesn't work. The problem is not Daniel Jones. The problem is coaching. The problem is they have no offensive line help either.
Yeah.
The Giants are a mess in their offensive line and their defense. So with that the case, I think Matthew Stafford is definitely underrated. He's been the only quarterback right now that's been having consistent games, like over a couple hundred yards, and also with multiple touchdown passes throughout the whole year. And he's definitely, I think he's one of the top 5 in passing in the league. So I'm actually going to go with the Lions. I think the Lions will probably win by 2 touchdowns here. I'm going to say 35-21. 35-21. Give me the Lions.
Well, this is another team for me that's guaranteed to lose this week. The Giants are one of the worst teams in the NFL. And, like you said, it has nothing to do with Daniel Jones, even though he has been regressing since that Tampa game, but that's not his fault. That's another reflection of coaching. Pat Shermer is a terrible head coach. I do not know why the Giants still have this guy as their head coach.
Thank you.
I think
for years.
I think Saquon got re-injured in that game last week. I'm not entirely sure. So if it's true, the Giants are just even more fucked than they already are. But yeah, the Giants, they just can't do anything right. Their coaching is some of the worst in the league. I'd say it is the worst in the league. Their defense is terrible, and they just can't do anything right. And going into Detroit to face the Lions are actually a lot better than people give them credit for, in my opinion. They're very competitive. They're very resilient despite their record. And honestly, I think if you slap up a few patches of concrete on that team, the Lions can be a dark horse in the NFC. That being said, I got Matthew Stafford just having a field day against the Giants defense. I got the Lions defense containing the Giants all day, and I got Detroit ending their losing streak and getting the stub. So give me the Lions here, 32-17. I got the Giants getting a garbage time touchdown.
Oh dear God! Not this game next.
Oh, I know which one you're
Not
talking
this
about.
Oh,
game.
which one?
Buccaneers and
Fuck.
Titans. Give
God
shoot me
damn
in
it.
the head. This game is going to be terrible.
God
God
damn it.
damn it. This isn't Tennessee, and Tennessee's a 2.5 point here. I don't give a shit about this game. Both these teams are garbage. Who you guys got on why?
This is my coin flip.
That's your coin flip.
Coin flip. Hold on, let me get my coin.
Jesus Christ.
All right, heads, Bucks, tails, Titans. Here we go. Ready? And Titans by a field goal. 23-20.
I actually have a very interesting score prediction for this one. Titans 10, Buccaneers 9. This
10
game
to 9.
sucks.
10-9.
10-9. This game
10-9.
I'm gonna one up you on this one, buddy. Titans 12, Buccaneers 11. And yeah, you know, I said last week in my pick'em that I'm probably never gonna pick Tennessee again. This is literally the worst team to start that off against because these teams are like the same. Okay, the Buccaneers have a great game week. The Buccaneers have a great game one week. Great, you're on board with them to pick them next week. Nope, screw you. They play like shit again. Titans do the same thing. They blow out the Patriots. Oh, great. I'm going to go ahead and pick Tennessee a bit more often. Nope, fuck you. They lose to the Bills in overtime. Like, these teams are so motherfucking inconsistent. It pisses me off. You know? So, yeah, I got Tennessee simply because they're at home. Fuck this game, man.
Right, Tim?
Yeah, I'm just gonna go with Tennessee on this one. It sounds like a pick 'em to me, and if it is, then you just pick the home team. So I'm going with the Titans. Not much to say on this one.
Yeah.
Next game actually is not going to be a shitty game. It could be worse, but this game won't be as bad. It is the Denver Broncos and Indianapolis Colts. This game is in Indianapolis, and they're favored by 6 points. Who guys got why?
I got the Colts pretty convincingly, actually.
Yeah.
And it's more so it's because of two things. Firstly, Denver's offense is garbage, and two, I think the Colts have a pretty good defense. And I think that if Indianapolis is just to continue their strong defensive stand since that game against Kansas City, I think this is a perfect opponent for them. I think they have to just stick to that game plan of abusing the hell out of their rushing game. And I'm not going to say Jacoby Brissett's been playing great for the Colts, but he's been doing okay given the circumstances with Andrew Luck. But yeah, like I just don't see how Denver gets this win. I think the Broncos still have a good defense, nothing great, middle of the pack if I had to say for it, but I think the Colts are just due to have like not a statement win, but you know, like a coast win right here, if you know what I mean. I got the Colts here 33-14. I think it's because I think they win by that just because Denver's offense sucks.
I have the Colts 24-13 over the Broncos.
Trying Tim?
Give me the Colts 21-17.
And yeah, I got the Colts too. Here's the reason why. Jacoby Brissett's actually been a pretty good play, and Jacoby Brissett is definitely one of the better quarterbacks that I've seen. Like from his perspective of like just being able from when he's down, he knows how to play well in the competition. And the Colts, I think, are just the better team. They have a very underrated offensive line. Their defense is very underrated. The Broncos, well, they look so bad. You can't even beat Matt Moore. Matt Moore. God. So yeah,
Our former quarterback.
he was the Dolphins quarterback, but he was the backup. But Here's the thing. The Broncos are checked out. Joe Flacco is just a check down man, and that's all he is. And they just lost Emmanuel Sanders. Colts 42, Broncos 9, maybe 9. Yeah, 9.
Ouch.
Yeah, this game's gonna be a blowout. I'm sorry. It's not one of my guaranteed teams to lose though. That's coming up. But this game is the trash game of the week. Holy God! Why would people even want to go to this game? Jets
I thought the other
and
game.
Jaguars.
Oh.
I was getting to it, Alex, with Jets and Jaguars.
Oh.
This game's in Jacksonville. Jacksonville 7.5 favorite. You guys got why?
Well, I think Saxonville remains alive. Give me the Jaguars and Minshew Mania running wild, baby. 27-20. Give me Duval.
Tony Tim.
I'm going to take the Jets. This one, I'm going to say a field goal is going to do it since they lost last week. The only reason the Jets lost to the Cowboys was because that not all of our starting defense was healthy like they were this past Sunday. I say the Jets will come back and win this one. Like I said, about a field goal should do it.
So, man, what do you have to say about this game? The trash game of the week.
Which one are we on?
Jets and Jaguars. The trash game of the week.
I got the Jaguars. What I saw from the Jets last night against the Patriots was absolutely pathetic. I mean, granted, yeah, it was against the Patriots, but still, like, Sam Darnold just looked so bad last night. And if he is capable of doing that against New England's defense, imagine what he's going to do against Jacksonville's defense. I mean, the Jaguars, they still have a good defense. I'm going to say that. They still have a good defense.
Jacksonville, baby.
And I think that their linebackers and that front seven that they have is just going to feast on Sam Darnold all day. I mean, even if you take Jalen Ramsey out of the equation for the Jags, I still think that they have a good defense. I just don't see that. I got this being a rather low-scoring game, simply because the Jaguars, they're not a good offensive team to me. They're strictly a defensive team. So yeah, regardless though, I got the Jags winning this game 21-17.
I don't think this game will necessarily be a shutout, but this game's going to be an ugly game very fast. I'm going to say the Jaguars, Minshew Mania, keep the train rolling, get to 4-4. Jaguars 28, Jets 17. Not really much else to hear from this game. This game's going to be garbage.
Right.
Yep.
Now we're traveling all the way to London for the next game. And my second team guaranteed to lose. The Cincinnati Bengals and Los Angeles Rams. This game is in London. Los Angeles Rams are 13-point favorites. Let's be honest here. We're all going to say Rams, aren't we?
Yep.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yep.
My score prediction. You want to know the score prediction? 62-8. I'm not shitting you. This is my crazy score prediction. Rams score 60. Why? Cincinnati 31st ranked pass defense, the 32nd best the 32nd ranked rush defense. This team is garbage. Pure and simple, this team is terrible. It's not Zach Taylor's fault because he's a first-year head coach, but this team is beyond terrible. Rams drops 60 easily.
I'm being generous with the score prediction. Rams win 52-14. And yeah, that's me being generous, because I think the Bengals get 2 garbage time touchdowns, and I think Jared Goff is just gonna go off on that defense. It's just gonna go off on that defense. The Bengals defense has given up the second most yards in the league since last year. The only team that gave up more was Kansas City, believe it or not. But yeah, the Bengals, they just have a terrible defense. I don't see them cover. I don't see how they match up against Cooper Cup and Brandon Cooks and what's his face, Robert Woods. And I think Todd Gurley is just gonna he's just gonna annihilate that defense. It's almost unfair. It really is. Zach Taylor, yeah, he knows the Rams offense, but the Rams offense also knows Zach Taylor. That's a big disadvantage for the Bengals when you really think about it. So I got this being a no contest. This is easily my lock for the week. And like I said, I'm being generous with my score prediction: 52-14 LA.
Damn.
Oh,
Now we get to the last 1 o'clock game.
Wait a minute, hold up
Wait a
a
minute.
second. I got a
I didn't say
score.
my score yet.
Oh, I forgot. My bad time. Go ahead.
Jackass.
Okay, I say 44
30-17 Rams.
Okay, he says 30-17 Rams. I say 41-14 Rams.
Wow. Pretty much
It's going to be a blowout. Yeah.
I like it. Now this game, sorry about that for interrupting, but we got our last 1 o'clock game here. We're actually in pretty good pace here. The Arizona Cardinals and the New Orleans Saints. God, this is going to be a blowout. The Saints in New Orleans, and the Saints are 9.5-point favorites. What do you guys got?
I wouldn't say a blowout.
But I would say the return of Mr. 300. I only call him that because he throws almost 300 yards every single game. And he's back. I heard he's been practicing, and hopefully he'll get back in shape. But he's already got great talent around him. I say the Saints are going to take this one by a score of 31. Say 31-21. Give me the Saints.
Alex?
Saints 30, Cardinals 20.
Maiden?
Well, this is another team of mine that's guaranteed to lose. The Cardinals, they've been surprisingly resilient to start the year, but they've played mediocre to bad teams, I just don't see how they go to the Dome and put up a fight against the Saints. The Saints have always had fantastic home field advantage. And even without Drew Brees, the Saints are still a really good team. Teddy Bridgewater's been playing really good. And I'm saying this if I'm saying this is a blowout, but I'm saying if Drew Brees plays, it's going to be a lot worse. But this prediction here is based on Bridgewater still being the starter for the Saints, and I got the Saints defense just giving Kyler Murray a really frustrating day. I think this is kind of a bit of a humble pie for Kyler Murray. I think he goes up against a really great team in the Saints. I think that their defense is going to keep him in check, and I got the Saints just continuing to be all guns blazing, being red hot. I got the Saints winning 37-13.
This is going to be ugly. The Arizona Cardinals have been playing pretty well this year, especially on the road. I think they've won a good amount of games on the road because I know they were a terrible road team the past few years. They've actually improved on the road. But here's the thing. The Saints have been playing excellent defense other than those garbage time touchdowns. Forget those garbage time touchdowns against the Bears. They pretty much didn't allow a single touchdown until garbage time offensive touchdown because the kickoff return doesn't count. I'm not counting the kickoff return, but the offense the Saints have been shutting down many offenses, and it has been pretty. The Cardinals do have a pretty good offense, but the problem is the Saints defense is just playing lights out. And that's going to continue here. I got the New Orleans Saints winning this game. I'm going to say 37-17. Not a good game at all, unfortunately. You know what? We're just going to go in the 4 o'clock games. I'm really going to do this first because this is going to be the one I think we're all going to agree on. It's going to be the quickest one. New England Patriots and Cleveland Browns. This game's in New England. New England is my favorite. This will feature my third team guaranteed to lose. What do you guys got?
I pretty much see this.
I think it's pretty obvious who you're going to pick.
It's pretty obvious. I mean, it's going to be just as bad as it was last night to the Jets. The Jets felt the pain. The Browns are going to feel it even worse. I don't really have a score for this one, but Patriots, I mean, the Patriots are the Patriots, so I just see a total blowout. I mean, Browns will be lucky to even get a field goal out of this one.
Yeah. Well, another team that's guaranteed to lose. Baker Mayfield leads the league in turnovers this year, and by God, if he's leading the league in turnovers when he's played teams like Tennessee, Baltimore, Seattle, the Rams, 49ers, now he has to go against the Patriots in Foxborough, where the Patriots have forced the most turnovers this year on defense. I think this is my prediction here. I think Baker is going to complete about. I think Baker is going to complete about half his passes. I think he's going to throw at least 4 interceptions, and I think he's going to have about 2 or 3 lost fumbles. I see him having a pretty historically bad game in Foxborough. I think maybe the Browns can have some semblance of an offense with their run game because the Patriots have not that good of a rush defense. But yeah, like I got the Browns just doing like diddly squat on offense for this game, and I got New England just pass. I got Brady just passing all over the Browns defense. So, like I said, this is another guaranteed loss for me. I got New England winning big, 44-7.
Damn. Alex, what'd you say?
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Does that mean that the Browns are back?
Technically, yes. They are technically
Are the
back.
Browns back to being the joke of the
They're
NFL?
terrible.
Yep,
They're terrible.
That is true.
They have
they
a good
made
team
all.
on paper. They have
Yeah,
a good
they.
team on paper. They have a good team on paper, but remember, it's Cleveland.
Yeah, exactly.
42-15. Patriots.
Actually, I just heard this breaking news. Possibly, Jim Harbaugh is eyeing to return to the NFL after the college football season. He could be a line for an NFL. He wants to get an NFL coaching job.
Send him our way. Bring him to Miami.
Right now, he's just
Let him be
flying
the
exit
GM.
from Michigan.
Let him be the GM. Let him control the team. Give him the spot.
That would be interesting, but we'll see what happens though, because we don't know what's going to happen. But we only got 3 more games, so let's push these last 3 games here. The first one is going to be actually, I think this is going to probably be the best game of the week. Panthers and 49ers. This game is in San Francisco, and they're favored by 5.5 points. Who does not why?
This is your game of the week here, in my
I
opinion.
think so.
In my opinion, if they could flex Monday night games, I would flex this game to Monday night in a heartbeat. I mean, I love watching the Steelers in prime time, but come on. Besides Steelers fans and besides maybe Dolphins fans, who wants to watch the Steelers and Dolphins on Monday Night Football? I mean, whatever. That's another topic for later. But anyway, this is your game of the week right here, in my opinion. The Panthers are playing really good football since Kyle Allen took over. And Christian McCaffrey, he's really been carrying the load on offense for the Panthers. He's one of the best running backs in the league, in my opinion. I don't care what anyone says. But, yeah, the Panthers, they've been playing a lot better lately. Then you got the 49ers. I think the 49ers, they're just a fantastic team this year. And I keep saying it over and over again. I love what their team is doing. I think they got a really great young defense, a really great young physical, athletic defense. And, all there is to it. I think this 49er team is a very selfless team, if you know what I mean, because when they're on offense, they spread the ball around a lot on offense. They let every player on offense have their moment to shine. And obviously, George Kittle is their star on offense, not Jimmy G, in my opinion. It's George Kittle. But everyone on that offense has their time to shine. They just play like a team. Old school football. That's what that 49er team is. But yeah, I definitely think the Panthers are capable of pulling off an upset because I think the 49ers are due for a loss. But at the same time, I think Kyle Allen's due for a loss. This is his first true test. And as much as I want to pick the Panthers in the upset here, because I do think this has upset written all over it, I got to roll with the 49ers here. I got them going to 7-0, first time since 1990, and I got their magical start just continuing. I do think the Panthers will make it a very competitive game, but I got San Francisco taking this one 27-26.
Wow.
I'm actually gonna say this. That's actually my score prediction too. 49 27-26. I agree with you 100% this game. Really can't say much better.
I say 24-21, give me the Niners. I really like the way they're doing things. They're an undefeated team. They're not getting much fanfare, though. They're not too glitzy or anything like that. They're just doing what they've been taught to do. So I
They just
say,
look like a team.
yeah. What did I say? 27-21. I think it's 27. Make it 27-21 Niners.
20-17 49ers.
Nice. All of us on the 49er train. Very nice. And you said 27-21, Tiny Tim?
That's right.
Fantastic. Awesome stuff here. So we got our last 4 o'clock game, which is going to be the Raiders and the Texans. This one could actually be pretty interesting. It's in Houston, and the Houston Texans are 6.5 point favorites. Who has got won?
Well, since my Cowboys are off, then I guess I could speak for the other Texas team. Speak for Houston. Deshaun Watson is one of the best young quarterbacks in the league, and they've been riding a good wave so far. The Raiders, they ain't no slouches. They can really do things, but I'm just going to give the edge. I think this will go either way, but I say field goal decides it. Give it to Houston. I say 24-21. It's going to be close.
I have the same score, just the opposite team. Give me the Raiders and the Gruden Grinders.
Ooh, the Raiders. The Gruden Grinders.
I got Houston as well. People are saying the Raiders are an AFC dark horse. I don't see it until that fucking defense gets fixed. All there is to it. The Raiders, like I keep saying, they have a terrible pass defense. I mean, I watched parts of that Raider Packer game on Sunday. These guys were about 6 or 7 yards off of covering the Packers receivers. I'm not even kidding. Aaron Rodgers just destroyed those guys. All there is to it. And now they got to go up against Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson is a fantastic young quarterback, and I think he's only going to get better. And I think that's your biggest weakness right there. I just don't see how Oakland stops Deshaun Watson in this game, and I think they can kind of put up a fight offensively, but I just don't see too much of it. So I got Houston rebounding from that loss, and I got them winning this one 29-17.
Hey, Lucas. Didn't the Raiders just trade somebody to the Texans?
Yeah, they did. Gary Conley, the cornerback.
Oh, yeah.
The cornerback, who I would have liked the Steelers to get at some point, but not happening. Now he's a Texan, so it's all right. Not the end of the world. But for me here, one of the big key things I think that will change things up, Will Fuller did get hurt against the Colts. He will be out this week. And that's going to hurt a little bit because it's going to make Kenny Still step up. But I think Kenny Still's going to still be a decent receiver here. The Raiders' pass defense was beyond terrible. They got beyond bad. I mean, like beyond badly burned against the Packers, allowing 5 touchdowns through the air and 1 on the ground. And this game, it looks like it's just going to be another bloodbath, possibly. The good thing is I like Deshaun Watson. Ever since he was in college, I know me and you, Alex, were watching the national championship game. I love Deshaun Watson. He's like one of my favorite players that's not a Steeler. I just love his character and everything. He's had a great story with him, especially with him with having Warwick Dunn, River Warwick Dunn for the Falcons. Him helping fund a house for Deshaun Watson and his family to live in, and then him making the NFL. He's a great story and a great character, a great person. He's one of my favorite people to watch outside of any of the Steelers. So, yeah, I like the Texans here. I just think the Texans are definitely a dark horse AFC favorite if everyone's healthy, because right now it's just tough to see the Patriots and the Chiefs with Patrick Mahomes hurt. You don't know what's going to happen. The Texans could definitely do something here. So I like the Texans to go to 5-2, 5-3. I'm sorry, and win against the Raiders. I'm going to say 42-28. I think their defense will let up a little bit, but I think with a couple of garbage time touchdowns, the Raiders could do something in garbage time. But I got the Texans here. And last but not least, we get to our last
Sunday
game.
night NBC. Check all those things.
You bit my. You said what I wanted to say. Check your local listings.
My line check.
Green Bay Packers and Kansas City Chiefs. This game is in Arrowhead, and the Packers are favored by 4.5 points. You guys got me why?
Well,
I'd probably have to give it. To the Packers only by a field goal, maybe. I've not actually seen Matt Moore play since he was backup quarterback in Carolina.
oh wow,
And yeah, that was a while back.
that was like 8 years ago.
Yeah, it's going to hurt a little bit that Mahomes is out, but thank goodness he's not going to be out for long.
Yeah.
They still got Travis Kelce. I think they still got Tyreek Hill. Their defense is kind of a little bit shaky, but I've said it before and I've said it again. Never count out that bad man. So I gotta take the Packers. I'm gonna say a touchdown is gonna do this. Give it 28-21. Packers win at Arrowhead.
Wow.
I'm just gonna say this. Even if Patrick Mahomes was healthy, and even if Patrick Mahomes didn't get injured, I would have still taken Green Bay. And here's why. I don't trust the Chiefs in prime time. I don't trust Andy Reid in prime time. The Chiefs have never really performed well in prime time and when they're under pressure. I think last year's divisional game against the Colts was the only time I've really ever seen the Chiefs, play well under pressure. To me, that they're just not like. To me, the Chiefs are not a clutch team to me. I'm putting you like that. They're not a clutch team, and I say that because it's a reflection of coaching again. As good of a head coach I think Andy Reid is, the dude's a choke artist. All there is to it. And now they got to come home, play the Green Bay Packers. I mean, sure, Kansas City has home field advantage for this game, but they got a backup quarterback in this game. And Kansas City, with them having a terrible pass defense as well, playing Aaron Rodgers, who statistically is coming off the best performance of his entire career. I think that's just a nail in the coffin right there. I think Aaron Rodgers, another thing too, Aaron Rodgers always performs well in prime time. He usually does play well in prime time. And I think that's just no difference right there. I think he's going to have a pretty good night against the Chiefs defense. I think the Chiefs can put up a little bit of I think the Chiefs can put some points on the board, but not nearly enough to bail them out and to get the job done over Green Bay. So I got the Packers winning this one 35-21. With Patrick Mahomes, with Patrick Mahomes, I'd say 35-28 Green Bay.
No, my score is very similar to yours, Steel Manning. I also have the Packers go, Pack go, 35-24.
Very nice. And with me, the last game thing here, with me, the Kansas City Chiefs can definitely put up a fight because the Packers do have a really bad rush defense. But the thing is here that the Packers just have a really good offense, and Matt LaFleur is proving to be probably the best coach, probably the best new head coach this year. He's proving it by a mile. The defense is definitely significantly improved from last year, even though the rush defense still needs a little work. Their offense has looked so much better than last year. And the Packers just have been one of the top teams in the NFC, especially since they beat the Bears opening week. They have been proved that they're one of the strongest teams in the NFC. And it's going to show here. The Kansas City Chiefs, unfortunately, without Patrick Mahomes, this offense is going to look a lot different. Andy Reid's going to have to do something with Matt Moore because it's going to be a tough time. And this year, let me just say this year has been the year for backup quarterbacks. This is the entire NFL in 2019. The biggest storyline, not terrible officiating, it's backup quarterback. Because backup quarterbacks have to play a lot. To play for the Steelers, the Saints, Panthers, everywhere there's been backup quarterbacks almost. So the trend will continue. I think Matt Moore will do decently, but the problem is the Packers are just too good right now. So give me the Green Bay Packers to win this game. I'm going to say 41-24. The Packers are just too big here, and I think that they will get the win here. And this is interesting because this will put the Chiefs at 3 losses at home this year.
They'll put them at 1-3 in their last 4.
It's kind of scary.
Yeah, it is.
1-3 in their last 4 too.
That is true. So it could be interesting. And yep, that is Romy's team. Unfortunately, Romy's just not there tonight. I know some of the people unfortunately haven't been here tonight, but you know what? The show's got to go on. I think we had a really good show tonight. How did you guys feel?
Great show.
I agree.
Great. Very good. Very good.
Thank you. So yeah, guys, that's gonna do it. I think that's gonna be our predictions here for week number 8. Let us know in the comments below. What are your thoughts for week 8 and what are your predictions? Let me know in the comments below. And another thing, if you guys have not checked out my NBA predictions video, I did that earlier today. Check that out check that out on my YouTube channel. I did my full NBA predictions for all the teams, all the standings and everything. Go check that out. And with that being said, guys, do you have any final words before we go ahead and call it a night?
Nope.
Yeah, I'm good. Cowboys are on the bye. What I saw from the Cowboys this past week, I need to see a lot more of that in the future.
Tomlin, don't fuck up Monday night.
That's what I was gonna say too.
Come on, Dolphins, pull up the upset of the year.
We'll be together, Alex. Watch that game, and it's gonna be fun. That's for sure. It'll be a fun time. So with that being said, guys, thank you all for watching. And with that being said, see you guys later. Stay awesome. Let's go Steelers, and have a good one.
Later.
Dolphins.
Yep.